So this is another question before us. We were told that f of x maps to 2x squared minus 1, and then g of x also is such that it maps to 3x plus 2. Okay, so we are asked to find the first one. We said if f of x minus 1 minus 7 is equal to 0, we're going to find the values of x. So just as the question is on your screen, I'm going to follow it and then solve it. Okay, so we have let's start the first one. So with the first one, we said if f of x minus 1 minus 7 is equal to 0, we are going to find the values of x. Okay, so what we first do is that this is the function. All right, so wherever we see, you see, just like this, wherever we see x, we are going to put x minus 1 there. Okay, wherever we see x, we are going to put x minus 1 there. All right, so this is what we are going to do. We're going to have, this is the function, there's 2x squared minus 1. So we are going to have, we are going to get 2. Instead of the x squared, we are going to put this whole function there. That's going to be x minus 1. Okay, then we have our minus 7 and minus 1, sorry. Now that's going to be what is in there. It's going to be for what's here. Okay, then minus 7 will come, then go to 0. Why are we doing it this way? Simply because if we should have something like this, f of 1, okay, it's going to be 2 into brackets 1 squared minus 1. This means that wherever we are going to see x, you're going to put 1 there, and I'm sure you understand this side. And if you have something like f of y, something like this, it means that wherever we are going to see x, you're going to put y there. Yes, so you're going to have 2 to bracket y squared minus 1. If you're given f of 1 plus 2, sorry, let's say y plus x. Okay, let's do it this way. It means that wherever we are going to see x, you're going to put 1 plus x there. Okay, so we are going to have 2 into brackets 1 plus x minus 1. Hope you understand. That's the same concept I have used here. So here we're giving f of x minus 1. So wherever I'm going to see x, I'll put x minus 1 there to replace it. Okay, so that's what we have here. Okay, and this negative 7 is constant. This 2 here, we got it from this side. This negative 1, we got it from this side. Alright, so now let's solve. So we are supposed to square this. Okay, sorry, supposed to square that. So let's continue. Thank you. Alright, so we are going to have 2, this x minus 1, another x minus 1, because squared minus 1 minus 7 equals to 0. Alright, so the next step is we're going to expand this. Okay, and if you know how to expand, this multiplies this and multiplies that, then this one multiplies this and multiplies that too. Alright, so we are going to have 2, this one is constant, so x multiplied the x, you're going to get x squared. Then x multiplied negative 1, we get negative x. Now we are done with that. We come here, negative 1 multiplied the x, we get negative x. And if negative 1 should multiply another negative 1, we are going to get positive 1. Okay, now negative 1 minus the 7, we are going to get negative 8 equal to 0. Now what we are going to do, we're going to solve what's in the bracket. So we are going to get 2 x squared minus 2x plus 1 minus 8 equals to 0. Now let's expand. Okay, let's expand this. We are going to have 2x squared minus 4x plus 2 minus 8 is equal to 0. Alright, so I hope you are following. Then we can now solve and get 2x squared minus 4x minus 6 equals to 0. Now we have a common factor there, which is 2. Alright, so we can divide through by 2 so that we simplify it first. Okay, so if we are to divide through by 2, here by 2, here by 2, here by 2, here 2 by 2, what we're going to get is that this side will cancel. We're going to get x squared. Okay, now this side we're going to get negative 2x. This side will cancel. We're going to get negative 3 is equal to 0. Now we can use quadratic equation to solve this. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to find two numbers that when we multiply it, we are going to get negative 3, but when we add, we are going to get negative 2. Alright, so let's first find the factors of negative 3. So let's say negative 3. The factors of negative 3 are, that's 1 and 3. Okay, but if you multiply 1 and 3, we're not going to get negative 3. So let's negate this one. Okay, so we get negative 1 multiplied by 3. We are going to get negative 3. And if we add it, you are going to get positive 2, which we can't use. But if we are to use 1 and negative 3, let's use 1 and negative 3. If we multiply 1 and negative 3, we are going to get our negative 3, alright? And if we add 1 plus negative 3, we are going to get negative 2. Okay, which we can replace it with this. So that's what we are going to use. If you want further explanation on quadratic equation, you can leave it in the comment section and I will assist you with it. Okay, so let's continue. Right, so we are going to have x squared, okay, minus 3x plus x minus 3 equal to 0. We're using x here because of the one that we used. Okay, it's supposed to be 1x, but we don't write the 1. Okay, so now we group them, this and then this. Then we factorize. So here, what's common here is x. We have x minus 3. We have plus 1 to bracket x minus 3 equal to 0. Now we have x minus 3. Then we take those outside and we put them in a bracket. So x plus 1 equal to 0. Now we can see that if we are to equate each of them, equate this to 0, we have x minus 3 is equal to 0. We're going to get x to be equal to positive 3. Okay, that's the first value of x. Alright, and if we are to find the other one, x plus 1 is equal to 0, x will be negative 1. So that's the other value. So the values of x as demanded in question 1, we are going to get x is such that x is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 1. I hope that's clear. So let's move on to the second question. The second question said we should solve for this. F of negative 1/2 multiplied by j of 3 all over f of 4 minus j of 5. Alright, so what we are going, just as we develop the concept from here, if we are given, let's say, f of 1, just substitute the 1 at wherever you see x. Okay, so you're just going to use the same thing. Now, wherever we are in this first step, wherever we are going to see x, we are going to put negative half there. Okay, so this is our rule. F of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. So when I come here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have 2 into brackets negative 1 over 2 all squared minus 1. Okay, now this dot simply means multiplication, so let me just change to times. Then the j of x, wherever I'm going to see x, I'm going to put 3 there. So I'm going to have 3 into brackets 3 plus 2. I'm just using this. So 3, I change the x to 3, then I do plus 2 all over. Now f of 4, so wherever I'm going to see x, I'm going to put 4 there. So I'm going to have 2 4 squared minus 1, and then I have, is it subtracted from, okay, so we have minus 3 into bracket 5 plus 2. Alright, so now we are going to solve for this. Let's solve what's in the bracket first. So we're going to square this. If we square negative half, we're going to get positive 1/4. You can use a calculator to check. So you're going to have 2, and then we have positive 1/4 minus 1 multiplied by, let's multiply this straight, we get 9 plus 2. Okay, let's put in brackets so that. Now, next, solving for this side. 4 squared is 16. 16 multiplied by the 2, we get 32. So 32 minus 1. Okay, then minus 5 multiplied by 3, we get 15. 15 plus 2 is what? 15, you get 17. Alright. Now, next, we can now divide this. Okay, 2 can go into this of 1 and go here 2 times. So you're going to have 1 over 2 subtracted from 1, like this. Then I'm going to have 11. All right, then all over, get 31 minus 17. I hope you are following. Let's move it upwards. Okay, so if you have any question, like, just feel free and then leave it in the comment section, and then I will assist you. So 1/2 minus 1, I'll get negative 1/2, negative 1/2. I'll use your calculator to just cross check. If you're not very convinced, just pause the video, then use your calculator to cross check it before you continue. Okay, now 31 minus 17, that should give us 14. Going to multiply negative half by 11, and we are going to get negative 11/2 divided by the 14. So what we are going to do is we're going to reciprocate. Okay, so what I normally want to do or advise students, just to avoid being confused or getting confused, I will say that write this way: negative 11/2 divided by 14. Okay, so that this is over 1. All right, so if you have to change the sign from division to multiplication, then it means that we're going to reciprocate this one. So we maintain the first, which is negative 11/2. Change the sign to times, then we have 1/14. Okay, right, so if you have to multiply the numerator and the numerator, we are going to get 11 multiplied by 1, and which gives us 11/14 multiplied by 14 40 multiplied by 2 gives us 28. Okay, and we get negative for that. And this is a proper fraction, so you just leave it like that. So the final answer becomes negative 11/28. Okay, so that's all. So that's it. If you have any question, you just leave it in the comment section and I'll assist you, or maybe you can just WhatsApp me, or whatever way will be fine. Thank you.